You couldn't be more wrong, sir. You couldn't be more wrong.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times celebs were Karens and caught on camera.
You have humiliated me for the last time with this phone.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most incredible times celebrities unleashed their inner entitlement and unhinged behavior, and it ended up online. Who's the ultimate famous Karen that puts all our other contenders to shame? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Denied entry. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has a bit of a reputation, you might say. For a while there, he was known for not always showing grace, but sometimes he's not always the biggest culprit at fault. In 2015, the Canadian singer attended the iconic Coachella Music Festival. Though he was looking to support Drake and cited being invited by the rapper, a then 21-year-old Bieber ended up being denied access to the artist's entrance. According to reports, Bieber was turned away due to the area being at maximum capacity. Not wanting to be put in the main crowd in case he got swarmed by fans, the singer refused to leave. It was definitely not a civil altercation, and security ended up putting him in a chokehold. Bieber later considered suing the festival for the mishap.
Bieber saying that he left voluntarily.
How do you leave voluntarily in a chokehold?
Number 9. Paper Belt. Joan Rivers. If there was one person you wouldn't have wanted to verbally spar with, it was the late great Joan Rivers. In 2014, she directed her ire at CNN's Frederica Whitfield. There to promote her book, Diary of a Mad Diva, Rivers went on the defensive immediately as Whitfield attacked her controversial comedy.
Even with your fashion critiquing, while it's very mean in some ways, people can't wait to hear what you have to say.
But it was when they talked about Rivers wearing fur on the book's cover that the wheels really came off.
And you knew that there would probably be animal rights activists.
You know, this whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
Rivers pointed out Whitfield's hypocrisy and declared that she was not the right person to interview a comedian, among other things. Tired of what she felt was a negative and defensive exchange, Rivers ended the interview by storming off camera.
You are not the one to interview a person who does humor. Sorry.
Number 8. Bjork Brawl. Bjork. Being a famous musician is hard. On top of the grueling schedule, you're constantly hounded by the press on your every movement. In 1996, it was the turn of Iceland's Bjork. Only she went OTT. Arriving at what's now known as the Don Mueang International Airport in Bangkok, journalists were ready for her entrance. However, Julie Kaufman made a big mistake. Once she uttered "Welcome to Thailand" to Bjork's son, the singer suddenly launched herself at the reporter, knocking her to the floor.
Welcome to Bangkok.
Then she threw Kaufman around like a rag doll in her rampage before being dragged away. Afterward, the singer's publicist said Kaufman had been hounding Bjork for 4 days. While this certainly explains Bjork's reaction, she probably didn't need to go as far as she did.
Later, her record company said the reporter had been pestering her for 4 days.
Number 7. Directing a tantrum. David O. Russell. Making a film is hard. A director is tasked with a lot, including keeping morale high. However, David O. Russell verifiably disregarded that part of the job while shooting 2004's I Heart Huckabees. During a rehearsal with Lily Tomlin, the director lost his marbles when she brought up some of her concerns. Russell launched into a tirade filled with expletives and insults.
Figure it out yourself!
On top of this, he threw props around like a toddler having a tantrum. Amazingly, Tomlin acted with grace and poise, considering the misogynistic words he spat at her. The behind-the-scenes clip continued with Russell still yelling in the background as the cast and crew stood around. Almost as if that wasn't the first time Russell had exploded on set.
Act like a grown-up, you're not a baby!
Number 6. Phone pains. Cristiano Ronaldo. Athletes never like losing, but they certainly should never take out that disappointment on fans. Well, former Manchester United forward Cristiano Ronaldo did not adhere to this in 2022. After his team lost 1-0 to Everton in the Premier League, the Portuguese legend walked down the tunnel. One teenaged fan, Jacob Harding, was looking to film this memory and had his phone out. Shockingly, Ronaldo batted it out of the kid's hand, purportedly damaging the device and Harding's hand as he stormed off.
As Ronaldo made his way towards the tunnel after full time.
On social media, after the scandal went viral, Ronaldo tried to make amends. However, the Football Association and the police wanted further penalty. He was cautioned by the cops, banned for 2 games, and fined £50,000 for his bizarre outburst.
I would like to apologise for my outburst, and if possible, I would like to invite this supporter to watch a game at Old Trafford.
Number 5. Uncensored Clay. Andrew Dice Clay. Andrew Dice Clay is a controversial comedian who often blurs the line between satire and terrible opinions. Still, one thing you don't want to do is diminish his career on a live daytime interview, as CNN's Alan Chernoff found out in 2003.
You were a headline guy.
I'm still a headline guy.
The interviewer claims that Clay used to be a headline guy, causing the comedian to become defensive. Then, Chernoff asks Clay about the gym he runs. The only problem, he didn't run a gym.
Aren't you running a gym at some
You're supposed to
point?
be a news guy. Where you getting your
It's our
information?
research. You aren't.
The ensuing results are as you might expect. Clay launches into a boatload of F-bombs over the lack of research, prompting audible gasps from the production crew. He then takes his mic off and heads off as Chernoff, suppressing a smile, tries to move on to another segment.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Number 4. Fame Game. Reese Witherspoon. It's always a little icky when celebrities play the "Do you know who I am" card. Unfortunately for Reese Witherspoon, her act was captured by a police dashboard camera in 2013.
Are you kidding me? No, I told you. I'm an American citizen.
As her husband, Jim Toth, was being detained on suspicion of drunk driving, Witherspoon, who was also in the car, interfered. Because Witherspoon would not follow police orders, she was eventually arrested alongside her husband. This obviously didn't bode over well for the Oscar-winning actress, and she asked the cop if he knew her name.
Do you know my name, sir?
Don't need to know.
You don't need to know my name?
When he responded that he didn't, she informed him that he was about to, resulting in an apology to the officer from Toth.
I tried. I'm sorry.
Number 3. DJ Disaster. Lil Wayne. When performing live, there's always the threat something will go wrong. And when it did for Lil Wayne in Florida in 2015, he didn't handle it too well. After performing 7 songs, the rapper expected to hear the instrumental for OT Genesis's song Coco so he could remix it. Instead, the DJ launched the original track. Rather than just speaking to the DJ quietly, changing the music, and continuing, Wayne decided to go to extremes. After exchanging words with the production crew, he threw his microphone towards the DJ's booth and left the stage as a confused crowd looked on. Wayne later returns to berate the DJ, encouraging the crowds to also take part in the shaming.
Say, DJ, what the you doing?
Number 2. Stage Smash. Vanilla Ice. It's probably not a great idea to invite a musician onto a show and mock their work to their face. It's definitely not a good idea to do all that, then hands them a weapon.
You know, the first 100 times I heard it, it was all right, you know? But after 9 billion, and I've seen it so many times and performed it, I'm so ready to get rid of this.
We're not sure exactly what the line of thinking was, but that's exactly what MTV did for 25 Lame, where they counted down the worst music videos of all time as chosen by the public. In number 9, they brought out Vanilla Ice so the hosts could ridicule Ice Ice Baby. Afterward, they handed him a baseball bat and invited him to destroy the tape, which he did.
I would never do that. That's not a...
But then, Ice went on a rampage across the set, smashing everything in sight. With all the debris flying around, Jon Stewart reportedly cut his hand in the carnage.
Why did you say that? There we go.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Bale Bello. Christian Bale. Method actors are some of the most intense folk around. They take their work and themselves very seriously. Director of photography Shane Hurlbut learned this the hard way when shooting 2009's Terminator Salvation.
I want you off the set, you prick!
After accidentally ruining a take by walking in Christian Bale's eyeline, the former Batman star launched into a curse word-filled rant against Hurlbut, even threatening violence against the DOP.
I was looking at the light.
Oh, good for you!
The gross incident made its way online, and yeah, people were not impressed. To be fair, the actor did profusely apologize for his actions after the scandal went viral, and admitted he was way out of order in a segment on KROQ radio station.
I was way out of order. I acted like a punk. I regret that.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.